Back to the channel, working on the Charger once again today, and what I want to finish in this video or get very close is the roof skin. So I need to get the roof skin done. I also need to get the hatch done, and a lot of people have been wondering what I'm going to do about the hatch. I need to actually fill in this sunroof hole, and I got some panel bond, so I'll glue the Magnum roof skin to the Charger roof skin and then fill this hole as well, probably with a piece of metal and panel bond, and then can start body working it. Also, I need to figure out what I'm going to do around this area right here. I need to have this same little V, so when the roof skin gets sat in there and I screw it down and panel bond it down, it's going to sit nice and flush. And then back here, I want to make sure that everything is nice and level with the hatch. The gap's good. I want everything to pretty much just stay consistent with the rest of the car. So when we put everything back together and I have the new composite roof skin, that I'm not going to have any issues. And then also the hatch, I need to get the hatch done. Going to graft in the Charger bottom of the trunk to the Magnum hatch. Once that's done, I can start body working. Me and Josh can start body working the rear quarter panels with the trunk, and then just start getting everything together. I'm also going to make a composite hatch just so it's one piece and there isn't a bunch of weight to it. Same reasoning behind me doing the composite roof skin. We'll just get everything ready to start making the molds. I'll also have to get all this nice and painted, but I think the best plan of attack for the roof skin, especially the roof skin, is make it, body work it, make the mold on the car, and then come back and then pull the roof after the mold cures, so there isn't any flexing or warping, because it's going to be pretty heavy. It is thin sheet metal. It'll just make it a lot easier to guarantee that it's going to stay the same shape. Then I need to also make a flange, because when I make the mold, there's no way to actually relieve the piece out with that angle going in. So it's going to have flanges on both sides that bolt together, and I'll just remove them once everything is cured in the vacuum bagging stage. finally back over to the shop. It took me like 2.5 hours to go fix that voting stuff, but got everything resolved. And then another thing is this area back here, I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna have to go, but to really make the hatch flow into the trunk, this wasn't gonna work, because when the hatch closes, it would overlap, and it just wasn't really ever gonna look right. So what I ended up doing over here is I gave it this little curve, and I'm just gonna make that curve into the trunk on the end, and then just make the metal come and flow with this, so everything just kind of fits together. And then actually just move this back over, weld it up here, weld a piece of metal on the trunk to give it that gap and the right thickness, because when I make the carbon fiber mold, I don't want to have to, I don't want to have any weird gap issues. So make a nice curve to flow on it, and then when everything's said and done, it'll just flow into the hatch, flow into the trunk, and we'll have a nice looking seam and a nice looking little rain gutter, because then I could have this all curved. It almost looked like the Challenger rear trunk gutter that's around this area. It's really huge. So that's kind of unfortunate that I had to redo it, but it's better than just having this and just kind of having it overlap and do all kinds of weird stuff. I'd rather have it make it look right than actually have it just easy. So even though we had to go back and cut some metal out and refab some stuff, it will look a lot better with the end result, which I think will just bring the whole car together, especially when this comes over. Everything just kind of flows off of the back of the trunk. The Charger is now getting close to its first coat of high build primer. So we have the upper rail sanded in 80 grit. And why you do that is down here, this is 40 grit sanding scratches, 80 grit sanding scratches. So the finer sanding scratches, it's a lot easier for high build primer to fill 80 grit sanding scratches than 40 grit. It will do it. It just, you just have to high build it a few more times. Also up here, I had some people commenting about using body filler. Bondo is a brand. This is 3M body filler. Body filler is the application. So we have probably less than 1/8 of an inch. I bet you there's less than 1/8 of an inch of filler right here where it's a little bit low. You have to skim these things to get them to be straight. Even factory stamp panels, I think I've said this before, but I'll show you right here. So I don't know if you can see it, but right here, it's wavy. So this is a factory stamp panel. I'm gonna skim that with some body filler as well, just so it's nice and straight. Down on the bottoms of the door, I'm also gonna skim because when they stamp them, they are wavy. But even if I did this whole thing in lead, I would still have to skim it with some body filler. So I think the people that are commenting about body filler really don't know what they're doing, but yeah, we're getting very close. And also on the trunk, I finally got that thing lined up. Took me like 2 days to get this thing to line up. So what I had to do, I pretty much just have it tacked in, but as you can see, the gap on the bottom of the bumper is nice. The gap there, gap up there is all nice. We also have the gaps on both sides, these equal, they're both the same. And then one thing I'm gonna have to do is I haven't welded anything on the back inner structure, so I need to push this in to weld that, and then we'll be 100% lined up. As you can see up here, it's nice and lined up. Tail lights are all lined up, and all these lines match, which is one thing that I was really, really concerned about. I didn't wanna throw this thing on there, weld it all together, and then have the tail lights not look correct, be off. I mean, they have a certain shape to them. So when you look down them, like I said before, I have to actually push that in and weld it to the back. But you can see on the top, look at that. It's just nice and straight. Everything lines up. It's really what I'm looking for on this project. I don't want I don't want any body lines to be out of whack. I don't want it to be half-assed or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do now is actually finish fabricating this hatch. That's the main project. The roof is already ready to go, other than being coated in body filler. But what I think I need to do is in the next video, I'm going to high build the car, do the roof. The hatch was the main issue on progressing the roof because I wanted to have the hatch done before I did that. And then I could actually, I'll have the hatch done. I could use body filler on it. I'm probably gonna use a lot of body filler on it because like I said before, the roof and the hatch are gonna be out of carbon fiber. So I just need them perfect so I can make a mold out of them. But another thing I really like about this hatch, a lot of people were saying that I should have made the hatch go to the end of the trunk, which I really didn't want to do. And the reason I didn't want to do that was because if you look at it right here, it has like that nice duckbill, and the quarter panel actually goes down. So when, see how it goes down? So when it's all painted, and then it goes back up with the wing. And the wing actually, the cool thing is down here, the window goes across, then this is higher than the trunk. Then in the center, it's exactly even with that window. So I think that's gonna look really, really good. I just really like how it flows. Also, I was gonna buy a track hawk, but for another project, but it went a little bit too high. So I need to find a track hawk rear spoiler. So there's a few options. I need all the internals out of it as well, so I'll probably find a factory one, but I want a track hawk rear spoiler. I think it'll come about around this area right here. So it'll just kind of tie into the trunk as well as make it a little bit more aggressive in the back because those wings kind of have a nice little flare to them. And there's a little end that I could stick on it, which I may end up buying one, mold it in, and then also make the wing out of carbon fiber. but I still need a factory Trackhawk wing so I can get all the internals out of it, because I think the wings have the antenna in it. So what I'm planning on doing is putting that weird shark fin antenna. The roof's gonna be completely slick, and then the wing will be there, and I'll just have the antenna internals in the Trackhawk wing, unless I think the Trackhawk wing already has the antenna in it. So I'll have to research that a little bit more, get one of those wings and just kind of look at it. But if that's the case, that would be really, really nice. The bracing of the hatch is now finished, so the hatch now opens and closes, latches just like factory, everything is good to go. Also over here, I changed this body line. It wasn't really gonna line up, and then I had it so it was further out, but I didn't like how it didn't come to this point. So I think that looks a lot better once it's all body worked in, and the hatch is actually made out of carbon fiber. I think that's going to look really, really nice. Just when you look at it down the car, it just kind of flows with the car. So I think that was the best option. I could have done a few other different things, but just to get it over there, I think that really makes everything just flow very well, because it kind of goes with that body line down the side. And yeah, since the hatch is pretty close, I should be able to get the car primered in the next video. I have been wanting to get this thing primered for, since I started building it. But yeah, the next video, I'm almost 100% sure we'll be able to get this thing in high build primer, and it's gonna look really, really good. So I'm just gonna pretty much do the fenders, the doors, everything, not the hood, not the bumpers. The bumpers and the hood are brand new. They're perfectly fine. These doors are pretty much fine, but I wanna definitely there's some, factory stamping wrinkles on the bottom by the door handles. I wanna make sure all those are just gone. So it just looks really nice and smooth. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm gonna end this video. I'm just glad that I have the car where it is. I need to find me a Trackhawk rear wing, as well as the little add-on that goes onto it, and then I could make then I could kind of blend it together, or mold it together, make a mold, make a carbon fiber replica, or make a carbon fiber wing for this car. It won't be a replica of the Trackhawk wing. It's gonna just be a mixture of them. So I'll just mold it into the factory Magnum one, the Trackhawk factory wing, and then I'll add that add-on piece, mold that in, then make a mold, then make a carbon fiber wing, and then put all the internals from the Trackhawk wing into that. Except for the windshield wiper, there isn't going to be a windshield wiper. I despise them because they to me they have no use. They're fine for maybe a minivan, but if you don't clean a car like this and your window's that dirty, I think there's an issue. So gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.